Imagine one day you walk into your workplace that you've been happy with for many years. They have provided you with a source of income to keep you and your family happy and comfortable. But you walk in and you see a poster saying you will no longer get paid for the work you put in. How would this make you feel? You are working 40 plus hours a week and you are getting paid like you are sitting at home doing nothing. Would you quit or even protest? Both leading to losing your job look just like a college athlete would if they would quit or protest. I'm here today to tell you why college athletes should get paid for the work they put in. I can relate to the number of hours put in for a sport, sometimes from 2 hours minimum to not even being at your house the minute you leave school till 9 or 10 p.m. So today, in talking about why college athletes should be paid, I will be discussing the time and amount of work put in, the lessons it can teach students, and the benefits colleges can receive. First, I'm going to go over the time and amount of athletes put in that should make them get paid. Athletes should be paid because of the amount of time they take out of their day to practice with the team or on their own when they could be studying or doing schoolwork. According to The Insane Amount of Time Student Athletes Spend on Practice article written by Peter Jacobs, an editor-in-chief of Ivygate, an Ivy League news blog, written on January 27th, 2015, states, collegiate athletes may spend more than 40 hours a week practicing, leaving little time to keep up with academic commitments. A typical full-time job work week can range from 32 to 40 hours a week, while getting paid for their work. Student athletes are taking time out of their schoolwork and their study to do the same amount of work for a job for free. Practices can sometimes last up to 4 hours a day. That can take up to about 3 class times they are missing out on work. Oftentimes, students find themselves having to pay a tutor to write an essay or such for them if it is due because they don't have the time. Now that I've discussed the time and amount of work put in, let's discuss the life lessons earning money can get you. A salary would help student athletes invest in their future. By having a salary, college athletes will leave school not with just a degree, but with significant savings as well, which will help them begin their adult life securely. In addition, not all students get drafted in a salaried position on a sports team when they graduate. This puts them in a tough spot once they are out of college if they don't end up playing professional sports, all of their efforts leaving them with nothing. College sports generate billions of dollars of revenue every year. According to 14 Should College Athletes Should Be Paid, Pros and Cons, written by LG, published by Ventana.org on February 3rd, 2018, the NCAA states that 90% of the revenues generated through the games played by student athletes go into services, programs, direct distribution opportunities, which directly benefit members, conferences, and schools. Take football, for example, arguably one of the most dangerous sports played by college athletes. Dante Love was a wide receiver for the Ball State Cardinals, and one game fractured his cervical spine while playing, causing him to not play football ever again. If athletes could get paid, he would have some money in his pocket, and he would be able to receive money to help with his surgery. Instead, it was a big chunk of money for the family to afford. Students can learn to save for injuries like this, or even when they get out of school if they do not make the pros. Most times, if you come out of college and don't make it to the pros, you are left with nothing when you can't earn money throughout college. Student athletes can also learn how to save and spend money wisely, such as saving for food for the week, or even when they go on a trip away from their school or away from home, they have money in their pocket to use. Let's say I have a $5 bill, and during a pickup basketball league, a collegiate player wins the game he's playing, and I say, I'll give you $5 if you win. And he wins, and I give him $5. Since he won, and I gave him $5, he would be ineligible to play for the next college season when it comes back and continues. Now that I've discussed life lessons and responsibilities, let's move on to the benefits colleges will receive. The first benefit of college athletes could get paid would be increased graduation rate, and every college loves to hear that. Providing college athletes money would limit their dependence on entering professional leagues to earn income to support themselves or their family. According to themecountry.com, entitled Top 10 Reasons College Athletes Should Be Paid, written by The Me Country on May 1st, 2019, Jadeveon Clowney, a star defensive end for South Carolina Gamecocks and now NFL player, claims he would have stayed in school if the university would have been allowed to provide him money to provide for his family. Students would have a reason to attend school longer. By paying student athletes, yes, they would lose some money, but companies and sponsorships can make up most of the price back. Ticket sales from sporting events is a direct cost to the program and a massive moneymaker for some schools. According to BleacherReport.com article titled College Sports Program with the Highest Revenues, written by David Kenyon on September 19, 2018, the university reported $185.2 million in total revenue, including $72.4 million from rights and licensings and $55.3 million in ticket sales. These numbers are from the University of Michigan, who is fourth in revenue with 3 other schools earning even more money for the program and college. As we take a look at this chart from the richest college football programs from a 3-year average, as you can see at the top of the list, the University of Texas A&M Aggies earning $94 million on average just from football. And you can see all these numbers are in the millions, and even the lowest on the list is still $65 million, which is still a hefty amount. Here is the next chart of the NCAA average revenue by sport. As you can see, what should be no surprise is football at the top with $31 million of revenue generated by the sport, and men's basketball coming in second with just over $8 million. Softball is at the end of this list with a little under $700,000, and you might say that's a lot less compared to what the other sports teams make. Now let's say if this law is passed, you can take some of football's $31 million of revenue. I'm sure they won't use all that, and maybe you can dish it around to some of the other programs that aren't making as much money or can't afford to pay some of their players because of the money they make when they have to spend it on hotels and food and traveling for the sports teams. So today, in discussing why college athletes should be paid, I have focused on the time and amount of work put in, teaching life lessons, and the college benefits colleges can receive. Now, if you don't get paid for a 40-hour work week at your workplace, you could be in the same position as every student athlete in college, possibly struggling financially because you have no time for a source of income. Now, imagine coming home from a 40-hour work week or a practice for 5+ hours a day and having a check or a little bit of money waiting for you. If I was a student athlete, I would love to have even just a little check or money waiting for me, so I know I won't have to worry about finding a way to pay things for myself or getting my family to pay things for me. Thank you.